bro, you good?
Calm, man. There, man. Same stuff, man.
Calm.
I'm telling you, how you been, bro?
Just been here. Just same routine, same-ish, but getting through it. Whatever, it's December now. It's been a crazy year, but...
Man, just come out of lockdown, innit?
Yeah. So, lockdown's ended now. They got a vaccine out, so we're going to see what's going to happen in it. Interesting times, man. What are you saying?
Yeah. Not much, man. Not much. I've been following up with all of this stuff. Obviously, man's back real soon. Counting down the months and that.
Trust.
Obviously, the way I see it is, obviously, these vaccines is in there. People have been getting the vaccine. Obviously, they had a huge problem with it. But hopefully, if most people get the vaccine and everything could be back to normal in the next 3 months, or that.
Yeah, let's hope that's the case. Definitely.
Yeah, trust me, man.
We need
to get back to some sort of normality,
It's best to just stay positive regardless of what's happening anyway, because you just see how crazy this year's been and unpredictable it's been as well.
100.
Yeah, let's just stay positive.
It will be. But yeah, man. Other than that, though, man, what you been doing, like, in terms of work and that?
Well, in terms of work, I've still been trying to stay creative and active in terms of, like, still keeping my library updated, where all the new songs and whatnot's coming out is kind of like I'm just sorting out my crates or whatnot, being a DJ, and just trying to stay creative as well. Just trying to put my hands in certain creative bags so I could just, keep.
That's it, man. That's it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, they always say you can't see the rainbow when you're in the storm. You get me? This year's been hella stormy, but obviously, as long as you're keeping your head above the waters, get me, soon the tide will go, and you know what I'm saying, things will be back to normal. And obviously, if you stay on top of it, then you'll be good. You can't let yourself drown in the storm. You get me?
Bro.
But yeah, man. Sounds like obviously you're doing the right things anyway. Trying to stay creative. Man's in the same boat, more or less.
Yeah.
Obviously, being in there is a bit different, but you know what I'm saying, similar thing, man. Just trying to stay creative, bro, man. Just trying to give the people what man can. Obviously, man's not too happy with certain things. Obviously, man can't get into the booth. Man's got to do certain things over the phone and whatnot, like you know. But what will be is calm, man.
Like you said, what will be with due time. You have the opportunity to just spaz out and go crazy on it. So that's the main thing. Trust me. Definitely trying to stay creative. Definitely trying to stay like in touch with what's going on in terms of music. I feel like that's important because a lot of people.
What genres you been working with recently, like, or what you been kind of dabbling in, or?
Do you know what I think? Do you know what's crazy? I think I've rekindled a passion for like old school music in a sense where.
What kind of old school though?
You know, I'd say like the old school 90s R&B, hip hop or whatnot, but only because I think the quality of the music that's out now, and it's not just because we're getting to an age and we're looking at the youngers or we're looking at younger people making music and think, you lot are just not like that. It's not like that. It's actually to a point where things like the quality really isn't like the same. So I think I just been going back to what was really good, what was really quality when people took time to make albums and all these things. So I'd say, for the old school stuff, I think the Afrobeats, they haven't dropped the ball on nothing yet. I think they're still going hard with it. Wizkid and that dropped his new thing.
If anything, I say they're improving.
That's it.
Yeah. Obviously, I agree with you in a sense. Like, I know how obviously music was perceived back then, innit? Obviously, get me, growing up as a look at you, my brother used to be playing Nas and 50.
Yeah.
Them times there, man, were dropping albums and that. You get what I'm saying? Obviously, they're making tunes with all these R&B singers and whatnot. You get what I'm saying? I get how music was perceived back then, but I think it's just a different dynamics, if that's even the right word for it. Yeah. For like, obviously, like now, innit? Now, obviously, we live in like, you know what I'm saying? I was even saying to man, we live in a microwave era.
Yeah. Took the words out my mind.
You know what I'm saying? Like, literally, we live in a microwave era. Man want quick things. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, nobody don't really want to bang a whole album. Yeah, cool. Maybe if that person's been delivering you bare little quick microwave meals, you might eat a free course with them. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Speaking metaphorically, but obviously, like, I get why. Do you know what I'm saying? Obviously, some people normally older than us, you get me, but then again, you got an older mind than you anyway, especially being a DJ, and that you like to delve into things a bit more, especially in the music sense of everything.
No,
but I get why the people want quick tunes. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Or like, it's hard to explain, but you know what I'm trying to say, innit? Like, obviously, they want quick bangers, innit? Like, rather than having to listen to whole albums and really deep what a man's got to say. Obviously, I reckon back then it was easier for artists in that sense. Obviously, you get a chance to make a whole body of work and make people appreciate that and make people really know what you're saying as an artist. Now it's like you got one tune to do so. Not necessarily saying if you don't do it on your first tune, it's not going to happen, but in the sense that, do you know what I'm saying? You got to keep giving them singles
to catch people's attention.
You catch people's attention. You get what I'm saying? But yeah,
it's like,
obviously, funnily you even mentioned the Afrobeats thing. Like the other day, I was even having a conversation. Yeah, like it's just a whole different place now. Obviously, Africa's known for being like music originators, isn't it?
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm talking Quay, whatever. Yeah. But obviously, in our lifespan, obviously we grew up around the same place anyway. But going to like shubs and them things there, growing up, do you know what I'm saying? Being a local man and not being out here, do you know what I'm saying? Obviously, two people might have been playing Afrobeats here and there.
What, the band?
So you might pull up at one party, you might get a one.
What you saying?
The banjo piece. 100.
The banjo and
you know what I'm saying? But obviously, more time. Back then, it was more the bashment thing, innit?
Facts.
Do you get what I'm saying? Everyone was onto the Movados, vibes.
Yeah.
And that used to lick off at a party, you know what I'm saying? Lick off, like, obviously, we weren't really a Afrobeat thing, but...
No, Cartel was strong back then. Cartel was
100.
Strong back then. Cartel, Movado. Cartel, Movado, all of that, even flipping, all of that, like, I don't know, all the bashment was raining back then. That was really the main thing. That was the main segment of the party. Or the shows.
100.
I think,
100.
you know. But not to cut you, boy. Yeah.
But what was I even saying? Yeah. So that's what was licking off. But yeah, it's just mad to see how everything is now. You get me?
Yeah.
People appreciate.
You think it's like flipped 360 a bit, like 180, whatever.
In a sense, still.
Flipped.
Honestly, like it's kind of gone 360 because it's almost the other way around. Afrobeats is almost the mainstream now. You get what I'm saying? When it comes to listening to music outside of the UK. You get what I'm saying? Man turn on man's radio, obviously man's in here. More time I was banging the radio, and a man turn on my radio, there's loads of African influence, you get me? Whether it's just Afro swing, whether it's just man dropping on a normal tune and using two words and that, do you get what I'm saying? You know, back then everyone used to incorporate patois into their bars because they thought it sound hard. Do you know what I'm saying? Now it's like man are doing it with the Afro thing, and like obviously like so Afro's like the mainstream thing, and obviously Bashment's just like it's like the side thing almost, isn't it?
Yeah.
But obviously, either way, it's the culture, innit? You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I listen to everything, innit? Obviously, don't get me wrong. Man will bang a 1-2 Afrobeats, you get me? That's my thing more time when I'm not listening to, or like, if I'm not in a hyper mood and I'm not listening to drill or American rap or, you get what I'm saying? Or if I'm not super, super chill and I'm not listening to the little babies and the little Dirks and that, you get what I'm saying? More time, if man's just on a little vibe and I'm just cooling off. More time it's an Afrobeat thing still. But,
what do you think of the whole Afro swing that happened like 2 years ago, not even 2, like flipping up to 5 years ago, where the Afro, J Husk, Kojo, all that came up? What do you think?
Honestly, for me, when like I've been kind of asked that before, to me it's a little bit personal still.
Yeah.
It is a little bit personal to man, car. Obviously, the way I see it, I don't know if I'm being biased, but obviously, what was it? How long was it now? 2000, maybe 7 years ago, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Nearly 7 years ago, about 8 years ago, let's say, no one weren't really listening to African artists in the UK too tough.
Yeah.
You get me? Fuso DG, was it Fuso DG? Look, man was
I'd have to say it was Fuse. Defo Fuse.
Yeah, do you get what I'm saying? Fuso DG came out, he's doing his thing, innit? Then obviously, he wasn't really like he was more instant mainstream kind of thing, innit?
Yeah.
Because he wasn't really from the you don't really get the vibe from him like he's from the roads, innit? Obviously, me, I've always said, obviously, it's bro anyway, but I've always said the first Afrobeat artist from the road that was fully hold, like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, man's African, listen to my stuff, whether you like me or not, this is what you're getting.
Yeah.
And he just ran with it. It's obviously Naira, innit?
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I always say that, whether people say man's biased, or whether they say that I can't really say that because I did a lot, but I know one thing for
it's
sure.
It's actually facts. It's actually deep in its facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even when drill first come out, like, you know what I'm saying? It was Naira, obviously, Twigs was with him. They were doing their thing. And then obviously they dropped marijuana. That went crazy. You know what I'm saying? And then before you know it, man are proud to be African, which is great. Do you know what I'm saying? Man ain't knocking no one.
I remember when he first came out. Let's talk about it, because I remember when he first came out, like, it wasn't a cool thing to. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, everyone was, you know what I mean? Like, everyone was trying to. And look now, like, look at the success, look at the journey.
Yeah, with your chest, bro, 100%.
Like he definitely set the pace to, you know, to be cool. You get what I'm saying? Like, for everyone to come after and say, yeah, I'm proud, I'm African, I'm proud. So that's important, definitely.
No, definitely. So obviously, he's doing his thing now anyway. Do you get what I'm saying? But I think in the UK, he doesn't get enough credit for being the pioneer who he is, innit?
Yeah, I'd agree with that, actually. With the pioneer thing that he said, 100%.
Do you get what I'm saying? In that sense. But yeah, man. Obviously, either way, I reckon people subconsciously know anyway. If you think back then and you use your brain, you'll know, obviously, back then you was listening to X, Y, Z, and then, do you know what I'm saying? But don't get me wrong, J Hus came out with a different thing, you get me, and he just killed it non-stop. That was his thing, innit? J Hus came out, killed it non-stop, just murking them. Get me? I still don't even quite understand No Stack style, 2-2 tough. Obviously,
not to cut
doubles and doubles here and there, innit?
Yeah, not to cut you, bro. It seems like everything that they was doing around that time, 2013 or 2014, in terms of the Afro swing type of thing, has now translated into what's happening now in the UK, at least, where it's basically the forefront. It's basically the sound. It's basically the commercial thing that's making man rich and making putting money in people's pockets. Where this is this driving force of our culture. And would you say? My question is: would you say? It's a question to myself as well. Where would you say that that's because of just the vibe of where people in our country, or let's say city, forget the country, because more time it's London. People in our city where we originally come from, in terms of like Jamaica, Nigeria, Congo, Ghana, wherever.
Yeah, defo.
You say that's what it was.
It is. Obviously, like, think about it.
Remember, we're just second generation, most of us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And there's a lot more of us as well. In the 90s and that, it was the Jamaicans that were doing their thing, innit?
Yeah.
All of this shower posse stuff and whatnot. It was when you go to the clubs, if they're Jamaican men that are popular, whatever. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, and obviously DJs and whatnot. So they held that spot. Obviously, we took a little bit longer to come through. We ain't been as long as them or whatever. Do you get what I'm saying? They came since whatever, the 60s, since Windrush generation. Do you get what I'm saying? And then as soon as we started, you know what I'm saying, stamping our feet and letting man know we're here, do you know what I'm saying? It was only about time. It was only in due time. It was inevitable that they were going to have to take man in. Do you know what I'm saying? And what man's got to give is always going to be good stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, do you know what I'm saying? It's vibes anyway, regardless. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, there's more than a couple Congolese artists that are doing their thing. There's more than a few Nigerians, Ghanaians, and do you know what I'm saying? A few other African countries as well that are doing their thing. So, yeah, man, it's like,
I'd have to say,
I reckon it was just,
100. I'd have to say, like, even what you just said now, that just made me realize that whole sound system culture from the 90s, that's Jamaicans. We always have to, like, put respect on that, where that is something that birthed the garage culture in the 90s as well, leading on to the you know, the soul solids and the heartless crews and all that, leading on to the grime. And all of these things, grime, garage, everything that we mentioned, Afro swing, all the vibes that we bring, I think that's just a whole melting pot of what's happening anyway culturally in our society.
100. And at the end of the day, it makes it that, I was even going to go back and say the London sound, but it kind of makes it that UK sound anyway.
It's the UK sound, like,
yeah, bruv. It's like, furthermore, I was even speaking to, I know it's kind of going a little bit off track, but it's so relatable. Like, I was speaking to my mom, which is obviously, for those that don't know, it's obviously the Muslim
religious leader,
service facilitator, whatever we want to call it, But anyway, long story short, I was speaking to him, and obviously, my man's quite young. I think he's born here. Obviously, he's from an Asian background. Long story short, he was basically just saying to man, like, obviously I had a Somalian cellmate at the time, and obviously my man was fully on his deen. Long story short, yeah, my man's fully on his deen, and he's talking about certain things that we shouldn't be involving ourselves in it. Like, if we should even be living here because it's not our land. Obviously, their laws are different to Islamic laws, and obviously their mom basically just broke it down to man, like, you're here. More time, man don't even have an option to be here, really and truly. Man can't go back to where man's from because of obviously things that have happened. We're not going to get into that. That's a whole other conversation. But obviously, you've got to just kind of embrace being here, and then kind of like put your stamp on things and make it the new norm, innit? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, so obviously, when it coming back to the musical side of it, why I believe it relates, because obviously man was born here, innit? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, obviously, my parents and my eldest siblings, they come here when obviously my older siblings are super young or whatever, and obviously it's like even being born here. Do you know what I'm saying? Man grew up in a household where we're speaking a different language. Do you know what I'm saying? We're eating different food. Do you know what I'm saying? Man's culture is just different. Growing up, do you know what I'm saying? Where man was kind of fresh. Like, obviously, like London's is a multicultural city anyway, but it still comes down to like, man used to go to school, maybe more primary school rather than secondary school. Car by secondary school, man really growing hair in certain places. You can't really tell me certain things about my culture. You get me? But obviously, more in primary school, like it was kind of like. I wouldn't even say frowned upon because they're just kids, innit? But kind of like humoured, like, or laughed about, innit? You know what I'm saying? Like, all of these full jokes and all of this and that. But then, obviously, man got to a point where we started stamping our feet and saying, no, like, yeah, this is man's culture. Man's fully embracing it. And obviously, we've brought that into our life as UK citizens, innit? Man's a UK citizen, but man's blood is African, innit? Right. And obviously, man's got a lot to share, innit? It's not like we're just here for the sake of just being here. Do you know what I'm saying? We're giving our culture, we're giving parts of our culture, and do you know what I'm saying? It's allowing the people to embrace it. And I will never take that from I would never change that in any way, shape, or form, innit? Do you get what I'm saying? It's made our city what it is. Obviously, there's certain parts of the city that like, not even specific parts, but certain aspects to the city that obviously are not as great or as celebrated as whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? But I'm just talking about culture-wise. You go to certain clubs and whatnot. Do you know what I'm saying? Music, especially. So yeah, man, it's like therefore, man. I appreciate what man done. Really, do you know what I'm saying? As people, innit?
All in all, yeah, definitely. All in all, like our culture and our culture is definitely a driving force, and I think it can be a contender to be a driving force in the world. Like, hip hop is maybe number one right now in terms of like every type of music, and even over rock and roll, which rock and roll was first, if I'm not mistaken. But it's just like I feel like the talent and the vibes that we got in this country, from a small community of people. Like, it's not like a couple million of how many black people, whoever is coming from, they're saying diaspora, whatever, cool. So it's like, what's my point anyway? I feel like the small portion of what we're doing here can definitely be a contender to be like the first, driving force in the world. Just because of how wavy. When I deep some of the stuff that the UK can come out with, I think, right, this is really wavy, like proper.
And you know why that is, I believe, yeah. It comes down to what we've been talking about, basically, but it comes down to the fact that there's so many different cultures here that we're just creating a whole new culture, basically. You get what I'm saying?
Before we cut off, I have to relate it to New York. Look at New York, same thing. They birthed hip hop, basically. Same type of melting pot. Not to cut you, bro.
100. No, come. But yeah, no, like I was saying, obviously there's so many different cultures. Like London, you couldn't say it's a fully African culture. Do you get what I'm saying? Because it's not non-stop African culture. You couldn't say it's a fully Caribbean culture because it's not non-stop just that. You couldn't say it's a fully Asian thing, but it's a mixture. You know what I'm saying? It's almost that perfect mixture. But listen, my guy, the phone just double beeped though, innit?
Alright, broski.
Yeah, alright, love that.
Easy.